may contain material that could be distressing or triggering to some individuals, including but not limited to discussions of trauma, mental health, violence, abuse, or other sensitive topics. Please proceed with care.
That make us.
Woohoo!
Yeah, every time.
Every time. And I don't even know what I'm doing. I think it's just the what do they call them? Not an eclectic.
Vocal stick.
No. What's that too?
Echolalia?
Echolalia. So,
Mhm.
you know, woo!
So it's been fun so far, though. Oh my god, yes.
It has been.
It's the time of our lives.
Yeah.
Like
It's almost been like free therapy,
yeah.
but in the best way possible.
Because again, every phone call we've ever had could be a podcast episode. And we're not so much now, but and he talks are funny. Thanks, man. By the way, this snippets are funny. I must admit, I think Beck is the funniest one, but I just
That's again, I'm unmedicated on the weekends, so get me on a weekday and I'm a responsible mother.
Got it. Okay, noted. We're recording. Welcome back. We are sitting here with honestly a superhero.
Yes.
Mel is one of a kind. Aren't you, Mel? Stop. That's really kind. Thank you. Oh my god, you're gushing.
Mate, can I just say, when Izzy sent me like a little spiel, I read it,
Yeah.
the brain on me, read it, then went back and went,
Did I read
is this
that correctly?
yeah, but is this also one person? Because I'm like, do we have the same 24 hours? I'm whinging, I can't get my house cleaning done because I'm doom scrolling for 2 hours. And when I say I can't get it done, it means nobody else has gotten up to give me the motivation to get it done.
Yeah. Well, nobody else is doing it either.
But also while I'm yelling at my family, like, you're all lazy. I'm like, how the hell is she like running a business? And she's a mother.
Hey, five.
What the hell?
Businesses.
5
We'll
businesses.
get into it.
Yeah.
Mel is a multi-business owner. Is that the right way to put it? I guess. Look at her humble ass. I guess.
Get out of town, mate.
Kids.
4?
Yeah.
Wow, I definitely missed that part too.
Yeah, and it gets better.
Look at me whinging about 2.
Yeah, me too. We did about one.
1.
Fucking hell. I actually was when I was preparing, like writing down the notes, and I sent like a little spiel to Beck. I was like, "Oh my god, I've seen your birth video." Oh, you sure have. Yeah. I have one of them. There's been 4 births, but I watched one. Yeah. I would dare to say, I mean, you were there for all 4 of them. Correct. But like, I would dare to say, knowing everything that you went through leading up to Teddy's birth, that was, if I'm correct, I feel like it might have been the most powerful one. Yes. I mean, what I know, from what I know, I don't know about the other 2 that came after Teddy. Yes. But I just know that you went through kind of hell and back before Teddy was born. With Easton's birth, I did very much. I'm happy to talk on that a bit. I guess it's like an interesting thing with women and birth and empowerment, and I think that like to talk to it, it's such a rite of passage for me. And I love talking to younger women who haven't been through it yet, because I just think like the wisdom comes from other women who have been through birth, right? And I think that if you've had a bad experience, it's so easy to kind of push that onto everyone else or project. So I like to talk about the positive experiences. But yeah, Easties was pretty shitty, very standard, but had I guess an emergency cesarean, but it was basically like a failure to progress. So
that's like both mine.
okay, yeah, and it was just like the normal kind of got to 40 weeks, a lot of coercion around booking in for an induction, booked in for an induction, then obviously like went in, had the Synto very quickly, the cascade of interventions kind of started, I broke my water, I labored laying on the bed doing nothing, I knew nothing about birth, and then had an emergency Caesar because his heart rate was dropping, so it was just a really shitty experience, to be honest, and a really bad way to enter motherhood. So me being me, I get a little hyperfixated on what I can change. Maybe she's running around undiagnosed.
Because that's exactly Jermaine's story.
Yeah.
His heart rate dropped and I had to quickly run in and being the first.
Yeah.
And by the second I was like, we're doing this completely different. Same thing happened, but it was less traumatic, I guess.
yeah. 100%. And it's like it's a tale as old as time, because then when you start speaking about it, like so many women are like,
but not only that, prior to that, nobody tells you about that. Everybody was just telling me about having babies naturally.
It was induced, but I wouldn't have it anymore. Yeah, okay. Because I sat in a private OB. Yes. And I stopped feeling him move for like a day. Okay. And then, of course, as soon as you fucking step into the hospital and they strap you up, he's like, do you have a party? And I'm like, this is fucking embarrassing. Yeah. Every time. Literally every fucking time. It's like they know the dogs. Yeah. And afternoon after like they checked him or whatever, I already had, it was the next day, I already had an OB appointment booked. But they called my OB to like tell her the results of his heart rate and whatever. And she was like, look, I'm downstairs. They're meant to come see me tomorrow. Just send them down now. And she looked at me and she was like, you're fucking done, babe. And I was like, I'm done. Like, it was deteriorating up here, you know? And I had a healthy pregnancy, mind you. No complications.
Yeah,
but, like, she looked at me.
Great pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, no. I didn't feel great.
But
I had a healthy pregnancy.
Yeah.
I had no issues, but I hated every second.
Yeah.
I hated every second. Like, it was... I used to cry to Tay, being like, I'm sorry, because if you want another one, I can't do this again. Like, I want this again. Nah.
Yeah.
So she looked at me and was like, you're fucking done. And I was like, yeah. She's like, reduce fetal movements. Just write down. And I was like, okay. I looked at Tay and Tay was like, it's not up to me. And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess so. And then that afternoon I was induced and my waters were broken for me and everything, and I labored on the bed doing nothing, and I felt like I'm in the most control right now. So it's interesting how I didn't have to go in for emergency C-section or anything, and that sounds fucking traumatic. But up until that point, stories are the same, and you still feel like you deserved better because of how you experienced that, and as it should feel like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all about education too, right? Like, it's interesting because obviously you probably came to that decision from a place of education and knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that was right. Yeah. See, I didn't feel that I was felt like I was led down the garden path. This is what's best for you and what's best for your
reproduction.
Well, yeah, coerce is a strong word, and I use that. Yeah, but it was mostly like, look, our recommendation is this is what I would say you should do. This is. And when you're 25, you know nothing about birth. The last time anyone you knew gave birth was your mum, who only had C-sections. Then that's all I knew, and I was like, okay, all right, okay, whatever. Yes, sir. No, ma'am.
And you trust the medical team so much,
Of
right?
course you do.
Yeah.
Fucking no idea. Like, oh, my baby's unsafe.
And even then, you don't even
like,
know your own body.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No, and he also was a surprise pregnancy. So like he wasn't planned.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, you know, I had done all this research and education around being pregnant or birth, or like I had no idea what I was doing. So I just kind of went into the whole experience like, okay, whatever you say. And then I think I very quickly realized that that was not the right way for me to go into a birthing experience again. So I hired a doula for round 2.
I'll never get that day.
Yeah.
No, I remember specifically coming into work afterwards.
Yeah.
Your OB appointment.
Yes.
Teddy, and you were a fucking wreck.
An absolute mess. So actually, yes. So
tell that story.
Yes. Yeah. So I hired a doula, and then I went with a private OB as well. So I booked in with a obstetrician in Penrith. We won't name names, but
wait, tell me how
she was excellent.
Don't know.
Yeah. She was excellent up until like very much same thing, like, yep, we can definitely try for a VBAC. We can definitely go through with all of that. That's going to be great. And I was like, cool. So I'm going to hire a doula as well because I just want to understand, I guess, where things went wrong and like have more support in terms of the VBAC and whatever. And at my 20-week appointment, whereas that's when she takes the rest of the $3,000 or $4,000 for the rest of the birth and the care. And she basically came out with a list of expectations about like, if you labour for longer than 12 hours, you'll be having a C-section. If
So again,
you're
she's
not
taking that
dilated
control
1
of you.
centimetre every hour, we'll take you in for a C-section. If you go over 40 weeks, we'll take you in for a C-section. If, it was just like
So
this
also it doesn't
huge
give
list.
you like, hey, and it's not even about just saying this is what's going to be done, because we know now medically if that happens, this is what has to be done. I think it's the delivery of it.
Have no problem with C-sections. If that's like, I've had many people I love and respect, and they've decided to have C-sections because that's what's best for them.
That's what I'm saying. If it's an emergency or something, but
that's right.
I think the delivery on something for you, especially she would have known your experience, hence why you're going for this. I think it's the delivery of what do you think about this, even that.
Yeah.
Rather than these expectations and putting that pressure.
Because this is why you went this way.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly. And then she sort of said to me, why are you hiring a doula? Like, do you not trust me? Those are her exact, like, verbatim.
She also say something about, like, is your husband not good enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's she saying? Your husband, no, don't you trust me and your husband?
Is your husband good enough to support you?
Yeah. And I was like, no.
Well,
but
he's
you're
great, but he's also
not
having the baby.
Well, and And he
Because
also
my sister was
had a
better
baby
support than my
vaginally.
husband.
Like
Yeah.
he also had done this before. So maybe fucking
Yeah.
how about we like talk to someone who has given birth?
You know what? If you're going to have 5 clowns in the delivery room, then that's your problem. Not even a problem. That's your right.
Absolutely.
Have those fucking clowns, man.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not about who's there to support you. It's about who you want and feel comfortable with.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so she was pissed at that. And I could feel like, when like the whole room
I'm pissed and I didn't
vibe
know.
changes and you're like, whoa, this is different to what we've been talking about. Anyway, so she basically was, like, don't you trust me or whatever? And I was like, no, I do, but like you're not gonna be there until the baby's coming out. Like, yeah, I was like, and I need someone there. Maybe it's going to be a 16-hour late. Like, I don't fucking know. I've never given birth from my vagina before, so maybe let's just give it a second. Anyway, so I went back to my doula, as Izzy said as well. I was a fucking mess. Like, I paid at the end of the appointment because I was just completely blindsided.
And then I never forget, you take it to the gym after.
It's like when you get a shitty haircut and you still got to pay for it. And you're like,
Yes.
I don't want to say I don't like it. And you're like,
Correct.
yeah, it looks fine. And you walk out, you're like, I need to find another.
Mel's not a bad. She's actually not a bad boss, and I know that for a fact because she's been my boss. But when like in Devil's Wears Prada, where she walks in and she's like, and then she's like, hi, and she's like, that's what it was like that day with you.
Oh, funny.
And she kept walking, and I was like, something's wrong because that's not like
just awful. And I remember calling out and being like, what the fuck do I do? How do I get out of this? Like, I was just like, I just gave this person who told me, like, why don't you trust me? Like, this passive aggressive fucking comment, and I just handed her $4,000, which we, didn't really have.
And then you get pissed at yourself, like, why don't you have a backbone and say, I've done that?
Totally.
I've done that. Like, you should have said something.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Anyway,
so much pressure on yourself.
I lied and called them up and were like, oh, I just spoke to my husband and he said I shouldn't have paid on that card. So can you refund it and I'll come back in with a different card? Like, just completely. Yeah, Adam's idea. He's a clever dude. And I then spoke to my doula and she was so sweet. She was so supportive, listened to me sob, bless her, and was like, have you ever thought about having a home birth? And I was like, no, that's the fucking weirdest thing in the world. I'm hippie whippies up the mountain, like fucking on a lotus leaf, like, birth.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But yes.
When I think of doula, I think that.
No, see, she was such a normal lady. Like, older, had 5 children, two vaginally, 1 C-section, and then 2 home births after the C-section. Because same thing.
I just think if you had 5 kids, we got her on board.
Totally, like she was there for it, and she was like, "Look, I've been to a lot of home births. It's like your best shot at having a VBAC, and getting that supportive care." So she listened to me, and that's what I fucking wanted to listen. Like, I'm sitting here with this baby. Someone fucking listen. I can birth it. Just listen to me when I say that. Anyway, so went down a big old rabbit hole of lots and lots of research. Like,
I remember you making it your whole personality.
the whole thing. Totally. Because I think that if you're the best chance at something, why the fuck would you show up to it unprepared? Like, why would you not do? We're like so lucky to live in this day and age where we've got so much resource, so much information.
You're so like, I never thought about that.
Absolutely.
I think because we normalised just rocking up with no idea.
Yeah.
And why though? Knowing now after my second birth, I was a bit more trusting.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not having another kid now, but
Yeah.
I'm ready for a hysterectomy. So complete opposite. But if I was to do it again, I would totally, like you said, it would be that attitude. Why are we rocking up to something so unprepared?
But I would even say that to people who have
You've had 9 months to prepare for this.
Like, I'm like, if you're having an elective Caesar, understand all of the drugs that you're taking, understand the recovery, understand how you will feel in theatre because it's freezing in there and most people throw up the whole time.
See, I'm doing that now for my hysterectomy. I'm really researching it. So you're right, in showing up for something.
Like, what are we doing after? What's our postpartum plan?
I'm on so many pages of prostogen, what it does for your sex life, blah, blah, like all that now.
All of it. Because
so you're right.
People put more.
I definitely didn't do that.
No.
Years before.
No. For sure. Yeah. Anyway, so had met with an amazing midwife who, like, the biggest thing about home birth, I think, which is really fucking frustrating, and I'm sure that everyone who has looked into it will agree, is that there's a big difference between home birth and free birth. Free birth, you do not have a private midwife with you. You are literally at home on your own, and that's generally when people die. Okay, that's the worst case scenario. But when I say home birth, I have paid a private midwife who comes to my house to help me deliver the baby. She also has all of the emergency medical care to help deliver the baby. So obviously,
And this used to be so normal back in the day.
Us watching.
Totally right.
right?
Like so many women, and
I
it wasn't
know.
even empowering for them then. That was just the
The way it was
expectation. That was the way of life.
Right, correct. And
Yeah.
like in most countries, England, Switzerland, like it still is a massive part
Yeah.
of their program is a
And
home
yet
birth
here,
option.
like I could imagine when you said home birth, some people were like, "What?" And you
Oh
felt the
my
need to
God.
justify it. Like,
I
yeah,
fucking
but it's completely safe. It's like, why are we even? And how safe is it?
could
I
it
don't
not
know
just
what the
be
statistics
cool?
are, but how safe is it in hospitals either? You know what I mean?
Correct.
What can go wrong in a cesarean? Because it's major
mortality
abdominal
rate.
surgery.
I learned so much, and this was, I wasn't even pregnant. I wasn't even thinking about being pregnant. I learned so much about home births because Mel was learning about home births, and I was
Yeah.
learning about meeting people or even some members of the gym who were pregnant, and they would loosely be like, "I might have home birth," and like fully believe themselves when they said it. And I'm like, "No idea what the fuck you're talking
That's
about."
funny. Yeah.
Me being pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
You're a sandwich person. Like, and it was through you teaching us.
Yeah.
Like, as, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, I, even still to this day, if I hear someone say it, I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
But
But
I know because of you.
look it up.
Literally.
Yeah. So the mortality rate for like infants and mothers is exactly the same in the hospital and at home.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah,
It's-
people
it's-
feel the need to justify it more because it's a home birth.
It's just better outcomes at home in terms of the mother's well-being, the baby's well-being, in
Mm.
terms of all of those kinds of things. So it's, yeah. Anyway, met an amazing midwife. My midwife came over. My husband was very skeptical, mind you. Like he is a type
Very type
A personality. He's very factual. Like he's not la la whatsoever, or you know whatever, bit woo woo. Anyway, she came over and he peppered her. He was like fucking peppering her with questions. Like,
I know that his
what
wife's
about
about
this?
to go
What
through
about
this. Yeah, he's
what
probably
about
fearing
if
for
this
you.
happens? That's right. What about if that? And she had an answer for everything,
Oh,
right?
good.
Because she's fully fucking trained. She's been
Yeah.
doing this for 25 years. Yeah, correct. And she's like, we go to the hospital. If that happens, we go to the hospital. If that happens, we go to the hospital. We go to the hospital. We go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like I will know what the fuck is up, and we will go to the hospital.
At this point, all you got to do is check the fastest route to get there. Done.
Correct. Which, funnily enough, with my third child, I ended up having a home birth transfer, but then a very successful transfer and birth in the hospital. So
Yeah.
there was something up. She found out early enough that we got to hospital. An hour 20 later, I was pushing him out in the bath at the hospital, and
Yeah.
everyone was fucking fine.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that there's this, misconception around home birth that it's very woo woo la la, and it's actually not. It's
Yeah, I
medical
didn't
still.
really know that there was a term, what you call, which is what you said, free birth. I
Ah,
didn't know that
yeah.
was the thing. I
Exactly.
mean, I knew it was the thing, but I didn't realize there's a whole other way to describe it
Correct.
by using the word free birth.
Well, that's what happens in social media, and I'm sure you might have seen there's an influencer at the moment who's just unfortunately passed from having a free birth. Yeah, she hemorrhaged, and yeah. Anyway, I won't talk to that too much because I don't know the facts, but I think it's really important to differentiate the two. When
Yeah.
you're paying someone $7,000 who's medically trained, who has been through, 6 years worth of medical school, essentially,
Yeah.
to help you deliver your baby,
Just say it.
it's a much safer bet. And like the thing is, at the end of the day, I don't attend 4 births a month. They do. So
Yeah.
they see what goes wrong and they're aware, and they will be the ones to catch me if I'm falling, right?
Yeah,
Like I can
correct.
only be aware of my body so much when you're in that state.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Tish was
so-
amazing.
Wait, though, did you end up getting scans and stuff?
Yeah, everything. Yeah. I did all the scans. I did all the, like, you can, so they write your referrals to everything. So same blood tests, same scans. They
Same
just,
glucose situation.
they give you an option. So like, Mel, you're 28 weeks. My recommendation is you could, no, they don't even say that, to be honest. They're like, this is the recommendation. Would you like to have a glucose scan? Would you like to have a vitamin K shot for your baby? This is the information around. So they
But again,
deliver
see,
it
it's the
differently.
delivery.
That's right.
You're more that the information is there. What you do with that is your business.
And they do not judge. Like, they're like, your call. Do not judge. Like, we're at the hospital, they're like, so what we think you should do. And you're like, whoa.
Or just sign this. You're
Okay.
told about to get this.
What
Yeah.
you're gonna do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the expectation, is like,
Yeah.
okay, so the baby's 20 minutes old, let's give them a shot of this. And you're like, whoa, what's that for? Okay. Like, you don't
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
know. Like, and one of the things for me was Easton with the like the monitor on his head. They put in like a fetal monitor and they screw it into their skull. And I remember after he came
Oh,
out,
did they screw it in? I didn't
yes.
know that. See, they said that so my son came out with blood on his head and a cut.
There you
But
go.
they said because they just like nicked it. So in my head, I'm thinking again because they didn't explain it. I didn't ask.
They
They
call it a
just
clip.
clipped. Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought it's like a butterfly clip.
Yeah.
Hence the blood. I mean,
No,
I didn't
they
see. Yeah.
threw it into the head. So
Ah.
these are the things where you're like, if you had to show me a picture of that, I probably would have said fucking no. But
Yeah.
instead you say it in a way like,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, cool, that's fine. Like, I think the misinformation is hard. I think there is so much information out there and there's so many different options, but I think if you trust someone and they become part of your family, like the other thing for me was feeling like a fucking cow in a slaughterhouse at the hospital, just like a number on a rotisserie. Like, here she is, Melissa Jones, your turn now. And they'd go in and they'd just, because I was in the public system, but like I wouldn't see the same midwife all the time. It would be like, oh, go see that person, see that person.
Private OB myself.
Because
That
you
and
build a
because
relationship.
yes,
You want to.
that and because years and years and years ago, way before I met you, both of you, I had glandular fever and I went to hospital and someone thought Tay was my mum.
Got it.
And I was like, I don't want to be in the most vital point of my life.
And they're like,
oh. And also Tay and I got married after Austin was born. So
right.
we didn't have the same surname when Austin was born.
So they'd be like, who's this? Your sister?
Yes,
Whatever.
Friend, where's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing that when I'm in the most vulnerable point of my life. I wouldn't fucking do that. So
And come to think about it, we always have like a family GP. We do.
Yeah.
Why would you not have somebody that you know at the most vulnerable point of any woman's life?
Especially if you're going to go back and do it again like I did.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I want that
have
same
your
person.
newborn baby.
Yes, correct. So yeah, I had a really good home birth with Ted. Like, when I say good, it was an absolute battle.
Yeah.
It was a 36-hour labor. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was 10 pounds. She was 4.610.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Kilos. But I did it. Like, I
Unmedicated
got
at
in that
home.
fucking pool and I pushed
work,
it out
Mum.
of my vagina. Yeah. So it was a really, like, really empowering experience. And I do believe from that changed my whole perspective.
That's
around.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like a
Good.
similar, you know, when people like run a marathon or do like start a business or whatever, like, let's look at any kind of big life events. It gives you that self-belief where you're like, fuck yeah, I can do anything.
Yeah, from here on,
Right.
I'm invincible for this.
Yeah, totally. And that did that for me. And I believe, like, I hope a lot of other women can experience that too. Because it's like, fuck, I am incredible. I said I was going to do it. I did it. And
Yeah, I think we
here we are.
downplay labour. We downplay the whole pregnancy.
Because people go through it so often, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a good 2 days, like 48 hours, I want to say, because she was so big, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it was pre-labor, most of that. Like, I think I was in active labor maybe for 9 hours, but like pre-labor for a long
I
time.
don't remember how long my active labor was, but I was induced to have 36-hour labor.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So brutal. Yeah.
I didn't sleep.
No, me neither. No. Fuck no.
And I don't think
No
you
one.
feel tired until after it's hit you. Like,
It's the adrenaline.
that's the woman's body.
Yeah.
They just kick straight in.
Totally.
And then they say when you're sick, go home and rest. But as soon as you've had a cesarean, you're going home to look after a newborn.
Of course. That was my
And
biggest thing.
try not to do anything for 6 weeks.
Bullshit.
What? You've just sent me home with a newborn. I
And
have
then,
a human
like,
to look
in your
after.
situation, and both of you actually, then you also have toddlers at home that are like, or
Yeah.
at least
Mum,
like,
mum. Yeah, that was my biggest thing with having the home birth, was having Easton not be separated from us. Like, I hated the idea of having a repeat Caesar and then going in hospital for 5 days, having him come and visit me and then be like, bye, mum. Like, at 3, he couldn't comprehend that, right? So
Yeah.
for us, like, birth the baby, my midwife stayed for hours, like, you know, they stitch you up at home, it's all good, clean up everything, and then they tuck you into bed. And, you know, we had like 2 double beds in one room at this point because we had a really old house and it was like big bedrooms. And Adam and Easton were in one bed and Teddy and I were in one bed, and just having us like together as a family, it was like the most beautiful moment ever, worth everything.
Did you like have a moment where you just sat with that and were like,
fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Beck.
I love
Probably
that.
like the next year.
Yeah.
Where I just rode that high. I just would, that, like,
That's so good.
but I was just like, this makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
why is this not even talked about? What
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, why isn't it? And just like, my midwives were just so caring and kind, and then they come back every day to my home, like bringing food and checking on the baby and weighing the baby and checking my stitches, and like it's just so
It
comfortable.
is a village. Every woman talks about.
Fuck, right? Like, and yes, I paid for it, but like there was this bond where it didn't feel like a money exchange. It felt like an energy exchange of like, thank you for caring for me like my mum
Yeah.
could have, you know, like,
Yeah.
and then I think having, you know, having the home birth and having to stay in your home too is just like the best. I'm such a homebody as well, so like I feel like it's just the best.
And you don't get poked and prodded. When I was in hospital, they wake you, and you're tired anyway, right? You got to look at and then they're waking you at 2 in the morning.
We're just gonna do your blood
Yeah, and I'm
pressure.
like, for fuck's sake, that I just breastfed that baby half an hour ago. Like, fuck right off with that.
Yeah, totally.
Thinking about when you were on the home birth train and then Teddy was born, it's like I personally would really struggle being in my living room, being like, I just wish I had a baby in my room, and I could live in my living room, and like I wouldn't be able to like separate
Really?
the trauma, because I feel like it's like
Yeah. Probably back because you had like a bit of a traumatic
Yeah.
experience around that. Like,
I just don't like being in pain, and that any pain for me is traumatic.
Got it.
So
I disagree. Yeah,
I
I don't feel that.
I rolled my ankle and I'm crying about it for 3 days. Like,
Stop
not kidding.
it.
It's pretty bad.
You're funny.
And it's just like,
Yeah. Well,
say that people who are, I don't know if you actually know this, but
see, I welcome pain. I don't know. There's nothing. I don't have an issue with being in pain.
I struggle so much.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I'm with you. I can
Every
separate
time
it straight away.
it's super uncomfortable, there's always something good that comes out of it, though. Always, like an ice bath, a fucking 30K run, a home birth. Like, you took an awful business conversation. Like, every time I've been so uncomfortable.
Physical pain, though.
Yeah, but you have a fucking baby. That's incredible, right? Like, worth it.
But you know what? There's
Worth
also
it.
there's a receptor in our body that has our brain to, they say forget it. That's why women will go back and do it again, because that's the equivalent of all the bones in your body. The decibels of pain you go through is the equivalent of all your bones in your body breaking, and yet we do it again.
Yeah.
Because your brain goes, oh yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I do. Yeah. And I, yeah, 100%.
Actually,
Yeah. So then I went to do it again with Porter, and he had a true shoulder dystocia.
Shoulder first.
Shoulder first.
Because of our stupid little midwife show, Beck got me onto a midwife show and I can't stop watching it.
Oh, what is it?
It's called Paul the Midwife.
Yeah.
It's set in 1950s, very, very, very.
And all home births.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because it's in the 50s, so they're all home births.
Yeah.
And yeah, midwives go out to all these like really poor homes where like it's not a lot of like sometimes dirty homes, but like, and they walk in when the mother's like labouring, the first thing they say like, we need boiling water and towels, right?
Or newspapers. And talk about support, they send the husband straight out. Yeah. So the husbands are downstairs smoking, because it was back in the days when the men weren't really together. So they're downstairs smoking, waiting for the.
And then I'm coming back in.
Yeah.
See, that would have been my favourite part too, was having Adam there the whole
Yeah.
time. And having him be such an important role in the home birth. Like, and then it like gave him the confidence to be such.
How was he after, knowing that everything was like all good? How did he feel after? And then moving forward for you, what was it like? Yep, but you know what, you're right, that was good. It was totally
He
good.
loved it.
Yeah.
He's like more of an advocate than me. He will go.
He would have seen the sense of feeling in you.
His best mate and her wife had a home birth then after, because of Adam being like,
you really got to do it.
You could, like, he fucking just loved it, and he loved every minute of like being with the midwives.
Because it would have been more hands on for him too.
100. We needed
someone there with Easton, like an extra pair of hands to just keep Easton out of the way.
We got no. So my sister-in-law and my brother came and picked him up when I was like 24 hours in, I reckon. I was like, I need him to leave. I'm fucking done. Get out. And he was 3, right? He didn't understand. And he needed attention too.
Yeah, so you needed your energy.
Totally. And Adam needed to help me. So like, yeah, they came and picked him up, and maybe like an hour after Teddy was born, they brought him back and to meet her. Yeah, it was really sweet. And like, I pretty much did that for the rest of my births. I didn't have the other kids there. I didn't feel like I was mothering them. Like, I couldn't get into my own labour. I was like,
you needed to be locked in.
Do they need like something? Fucking lemonade, like, what can I get you? And then I wouldn't focus on myself.
Yeah.
I like removed my kids then, for the next couple as well. So it could just be about Adam and I and bringing this new soul into the world. So yeah, but no, he was like the best.
Well,
Thanks, mate. Well, I don't know. Like, so yeah, Porter had a true number 3, a true shoulder dystocia. So I labored with him, same thing, for like a good 48 hours, really long labor, really difficult labor, like way more painful.
Really?
And so this is the benefit, I guess, of knowing a midwife so well. She looked at me at one stage and I was like, Joe, this isn't right. Like I'm still in pain between contractions. And she was like, okay, well, let's look at the next one. And then like it
But
would
again,
come
it
and
seems
it
like the
would
whole
go.
time you were feeling seen and heard and validated for it all too.
Totally.
Not like, that's okay, keep pushing, just see what happens, and it's
That's
too
what I
late.
fucking do.
Yeah.
Correct. And she was like, okay, weird, all right. And knowing that she's seen me birth another baby before, so she's like, oh, she's all right. Anyway, she felt him, and he was in this really fucking weird position the whole pregnancy. Like, I swear he was transverse for some of it, and then he would flip back, and he was just like a weird shape. Like, I could tell my belly was a weird shape. Anyway, so she did like a Doppler, so she listened to his heart rate, and then she got the second midwife to listen to his heart rate, and was like, nah, I'm calling it. We're getting an ambulance now. And bang, within 15 minutes, which she had an ambulance there, she'd packed up all of her shit. She was like, I'll meet you at the hospital. So when you book in for a home birth as well, you book into your closest hospital just in case that you have a transfer, right? And I thought the vibes in the hospital would be like, oh, here she is, a fucking home birth. I like,
Hippie woman shit.
yeah.
Know it all. Now look where she's came.
Gonna bring in
That's
her
a word for you.
psycho. Anyway, I get to the hospital and they're like, Joe Hunter's here. Joe Hunter's here. Oh, Joe Hunter's here. Like, they're all fucking fangirling over my midwife. All of the midwives, because we just beat her there in the ambulance, right? And so I'm laboring in the fucking ambulance. I'm like, this is fucked. Like, this is awful.
You're stressed about what's gonna happen.
Totally. I'm like, they're all being judgy as fuck. And we get there and they're all super fangirling over my midwife. Like, oh my God, this is Joe Hunter's patient. Oh, she's here. She's coming in. She's right after. And I was like, that's fucking weird. And then Joe,
It's almost like the doula would be like your manager. Make way, she's coming through. I know what I'm doing.
yes. And so my midwife came in and they were all just like, she is the fucking queen.
What do you need us to do?
That's exactly what they did though.
And they're great. You want that.
Excellent. And then so they got a like a what's it called, the bedside scanner, checked his position, and were like, all right, his head down, still he's all right, he's looking pretty good. Put the monitor on his heart rate up, and he was doing pretty well. Great. All right, an hour there, they were like, all right, let's have this baby. And I was like, give me the fucking epidural already. Yeah, give me the epidural. I'm like, I'm in hospital at this point. Let's go. And she was like, she grabbed my face at one stage. My midwife was like, Mel, you've done it. You're gonna do it again. It's fine. And I was like, okay, fine. And I got in the bath. Yes, at the hospital. So I got in the bath at the hospital, which mind you,
to a point where it's too late for you to get an epidural sometimes anyway. So
oh, it was way too late. Like I was 10 centimeters. She was like, all right, let's push babe. Like, it's fine. Trust that. But that's always when you want it. It's in that crisis of confidence where you're like, I can't do this. No, I can't do this. I'm out. And she was like, get in the fucking bath.
because that's another reason why I loved my birth so much is because I had said to my OB, I am one of those neurodivergent people that has really, really low pain
threshold.
So
yeah,
you pinch me and I'm bruising instantly.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing. Like it's
Yeah.
Halo knows that.
Yeah.
Really, really low. And I also shut down for me to not talk, to be thick,
Yeah.
silence.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where, because I was induced, and every hour and a couple of hours, my OB would come and check on me. I didn't feel like I was like, I'm in so much pain. She was like, oh, do some morphine.
And you're like, yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, you have the gas.
Yeah.
It wasn't me being like, I'm in pain, give me this, I need this now. It wasn't her just being like, this is the next option, do you want it?
Yeah.
This is the next hard option. And eventually I said yes when I'm epidural.
Yes.
But it wasn't me being like, oh, I'm just, please, I'm in so much pain, can you help me?
Help. Yeah.
And her just being like, well, I can get the anaesthetist if you want. Yeah, okay, all right, cool.
Very relaxed.
Like, I felt I was being offered my options, not me being annoying, being like, please.
Yeah.
And begging. Just knew how bad I am with being in pain.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it also makes it a bit easier for her than you, so you're not,
I don't feel like I was annoying or burdening anyone. She was constantly just like, look, do you want it? I can get it.
It's here. Yeah.
And oh, well, you've had more things. Yeah, get the next one if you want. Like, just
perfect.
gradually moving up.
Yeah.
So 6 hours later.
But that is what worked for you, right? Like, I think that's everyone's, again, you're like, I just want what works for me. And
The
everyone's,
styles aligned, I think. And
everyone's version of that is
at
different.
least at birth, the styles did not align.
No, no, for sure. And then, yeah, so got in the bath, started pushing his head, like, because I had given birth to Teddy prior, I knew you birth their head, wait, one contraction, then you birth their body typically.
Mm.
His head, like, he was crowning, and it just kind of like slowly was coming out in each contraction and then bobbing back in. So he just, which is a sign of like a true shoulder dystocia, he just wasn't coming out. And she had seen me birth Teddy too, so she was like,
This ain't right.
nah, this ain't it. And there was an excellent head midwife on as well. So there was 2 midwives in the bathroom with us when I was in the tub, and I'm fucking cursing at Adam, saying like, I'm never gonna have another one of your kids again. Anyway, I sure did. They were like, yeah, hit that button over there. And they hit the button within fucking 2 minutes. There was 10 people in the room. But again, not dramatic. Like, I don't know. And Joe just looked at me and went, get out of the bath. I need you to get on the bed. And it's such a wild thing.
Because you trusted her so much, and
I was
Yeah,
like, fine,
yeah.
no problem.
but
I
she also knew how to
found-
rein you in
Totally.
and get that while you still had control of yourself.
Totally.
When you were, I don't want to say losing control, but when you were kind of like, okay,
Absolutely losing
you
control.
can do this,
You
you
can
know
say
what you're
that.
doing, but also
I feel like a crack
get the
addict.
fuck out on
Yeah.
the bed, and you were like,
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
And same thing when she was like,
yeah,
"Okay,
she
let's
can
go."
rein you in as well as give you the choice,
Exactly.
all when you needed it.
Because she knew me.
Yes.
Yeah.
She knows how to handle me. Anyway, she's like, get on the bed. Yep, got on the bed. And the OB was like, just lay on your back for me. And I looked at him like, fuck no. I was like, absolutely not. So I was on all fours, which is the way I birthed Teddy. And this young pediatrician, bless him, came into the room like an hour after he was born and was like, so we're just going to kind of take her to the NICU to check on her. And I was just like, nah, you're not though. And he was like, nah, we need to. And I was like, and he was like, but like, it's fine. The box is like open, the glass. And I was like, the fuck you are. Nah. I was really polite, to be fair. Like, I very hormonal, clearly, like, just gotten all those good birthy endorphins. So I was being really nice. And I was like, look, sir, in the nicest way, have you got your
So gets me like,
I was like, do you have kids? And he was like, I reckon he would have been all of 30 years old. He was so young. And he was like, no, I don't. I was like, cool. So
let me tell you about this then.
I was like, you're not gonna take her. You're not gonna take her. You can monitor her on me and do absolutely anything. If there's any indication that something's going wrong, then of course we can give her that course of antibiotics that you want to give her, or whatever we need to do. But if she's on me and all of the tests are going well, then I think we're pretty good to keep doing this, right? And he was like, ugh, I'm pissed. He was like, but the plastic box and the top's open, you can put your hand on her. And I was like,
I said what I said.
I understand what you're saying. So like he kept going back to it, and Adam was sitting there just fucking rolling his eyes. I could feel my husband just fucking churning. I could feel him just churning. Anyway, so they basically he walked away the ped and went outside, and Lou came in and was like, there's literally like fucking 10 doctors now outside, like fucking flapping their wings trying to get into Lou. She's like, babe, she's so well. She's 2.7 kilos. She's pink. She's latching. She was like very awake. All of her tests were good, like her blood sugars, her oxygen sat.
Like just because she was 4 days fucking early.
Because that's what their rules say. But that's what my policy is. But that's exactly what the book says. And she kept saying, like, let's look at it as a holistic picture. This is Melissa's 4th baby. She was hand expressing colostrum from my tit, like my midwife, feeding my baby colostrum because she was so small. Like, so we're opening her mouth, we're feeding her fucking so much milk. Like, I'm getting so much milk. Everything was good. Like, my baby was perfect and like trying to latch. Everything was fine. Had she have been 36 weeks, they would have been like, all right, have a great day, go home, bye. But because it was the 4 days, they were up my vagina. Anyway, so I declined. I was like, I respectfully am going to decline. Then they didn't have anywhere to put me because I couldn't go to. So what would have happened had I have allowed her to go to NICU? I would have gone to post ward or whatever it's called, like the after birth ward. But because I didn't allow her to go, they didn't have me
allocate you somewhere else.
correct. They wouldn't have me on like the postpartum ward or whatever they call it because the maternity ward because they couldn't have her up there under 36 weeks. So they had nowhere to put me.
Days.
Correct.
She was fine.
That's the point. The point is she's fine. So anyway,
You just panicked the mother. Thank God you were, from what you're saying, somewhat in control of like, I know she's fine. There's nothing
totally.
You would have panicked the mother for no reason.
For no reason. Meanwhile, the midwife said I paid.
Sound like you were panicked. You were just kind of like, nah.
But
Because my midwife,
because you were saying she's fine.
She's fine, and I trust her. Like I love her.
That's what I'm saying. Thankfully, she had someone there to give her that reassurance.
Totally.
Because if she didn't,
and if
she'd be paying for nothing.
At one point, no, lovey, she needs to go to the NICU. I would have been like, bye.
Mm.
Go with her. But
Yeah.
like, she didn't say that. She's fucking been like, she's been a midwife forever. Can we just like, let's just anyway. So I'm there. They're pissed at me. They have nowhere to put me.
And you're just like, la, 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 la.
Luckily, my midwife had worked in the system at Nepean before and had connections. So she pulled her connections and spoke to the head midwife. Correct. Well, they would have fucking, I don't know, they would have sent her and been like, well, no, we have to.
Pry a baby out of a fresh mother's arms? Like, what do you mean?
Apparently.
Fuck.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, so she says to me, I've spoken to the head midwife and they're going to leave you in the birthing unit for the next 48 hours if you're happy with that. Like, you're staying in this room.
And they're still monitoring her for everything they want to know.
Perfect.
Correct. And I was like, yep, sounds good. Great. I'll be here. As long as everything's fine within the next couple of days, you're good to go home. But they're basically like, they're not meant to do this, but they're doing it for you because
your midwife is some hotshot.
Correct. Is someone in the birthing world. Anyway, so we're in the birthing room and everything's going well. She's feeding. All of her results are still coming back perfectly. They're coming back in and doing like all of the tests regularly. Everyone's checking on me. Everyone's helping me bloody milk my colostrum. It's all good. And then my kids came in to see her. Like we went through a day and a half-ish. On the second day, they did a jaundice test and it came back like it's 1 bar under the threshold. But the threshold for under 36 weeks and over 36 weeks are 2 different graphs. You have to keep that in mind. So the one that they tested, the one that they tested her on, again, this is information that I had to find out because I had paid someone to, and my midwife had a close relationship where I was like, what's with this test? Anyway, they did the jaundice test, they took her blood, and she came back as 1 under the threshold. Now, because she was 1 under, they wanted to retest her, and I declined it. And I was like, no, you don't need to retest her because they prick their heel and squeeze out blood from her and fill up a vial. So, like, it was quite distressing. She was fucking screaming.
So it's not even just heel prick where they just rub a little bit of blood and call it a day. Like, they squeeze the blood out.
They squeeze out
the blood. But we just have to look at it.
Totally.
Like, different.
And that's
just yellow.
But also in the public health system, in our first world country where we pay fucking great money, if they've got jaundice, we put them on a billy blanket and we feed through it. That's what we do. And if it's horrific, then they go to the NICU. However,
is it red light?
The blue light. It's the Billy Blue. No, I'm getting them confused. Anyway, the blue fucking light. They go under the. That's it. You know, that is what they're doing for the fucking jaundice. That's it. It's not a medical emergency.
They're making out she's got no organs inside.
Also, I've had some kids. I'm going to know if she's fucking jaundiced. Was she a little bit yellow? Yeah, definitely. Was she jaundiced for 36 weeks and completely fine? Absolutely. She was completely fine.
Yeah.
And
we fed through off-seas as well.
And you put them in indirect sunlight. They're going to nap under the indirect sunlight and they're going to be great in a few fucking days. Within 7 days, it was gone. Anyway, so I declined the second jaundice test that they wanted to do because she passed.
You would have definitely been marked difficult.
Oh my God. And every time a new midwife came in, what's your name? Oh, what are you in for? And every fucking time I would have to explain my whole story, my whole spiel again to the next person on shift. And every time they were like, oh, home birth. Anyway, so she declined the jaundice test. And then my midwife said to me, hey, why are you still there? Because I thought you could have discharged by now. Like I thought
You're preaching to the choir, woman.
I was like, I know, I want to go home. And she was like, go speak to the midwife. I know her, Sylvia or whoever it was. She's going to discharge you. Like, it's all good. You can go home. This was about 10 p.m. And I was like, I would love to go home and sleep in my own bed. Like, I've slept here fucking the last 2 nights. I'm ready to go home. Like, I'm done. She's feeding. Everything's good. I'm going to go. Anyway, I start to do the discharge paperwork, and we hear like a from the pediatricians. And I was like, what the fuck? And pediatrician comes in, says like, we need to meet with you, with like someone taking notes. And I'm like, okay, cool. What's up? How can I help? It's against our recommendations that you discharge. Da, 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 very, very formal, blah, 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 blah.
Yuck.
Yeah. And I was like, cool, okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you've said. I understand your feelings.
Like, sorry, I just knowing who you are, that would have been your direct answer. I appreciate it, but now.
Yeah, I was
Like,
so
not
I
even
respectfully
responsive.
decline.
Yeah.
I respectfully decline. Like, I understand they've got a fucking job to do, and I get that they see sick babies and not great mothers all the fucking time.
But it's not
appreciate
missing
that.
a limb.
Well,
The baby's fine.
Everyone is fine.
everyone is fine.
Well, they
It's
might not
all-
be now. They've just sent the mother spiraling in mental health. Like, right at this
Truly,
point.
truly.
At this
Had
point.
they taken my baby away from me, I would have been a fucking mess.
I feel like that was just the next step. Like, that's.
And it was,
Oh.
no you worry. So then they say to me, well, I need to call my consultant. Like, so basically, like, we don't want to discharge you.
I haven't
And
exhaled
I said,
yet.
look, I am going to leave. So give me the form to sign, because the midwife on shift was like, they'll just make you sign against medical advice form, and you're good to go. And I was like, yeah, respectfully.
So that's you saying, like, I can understand that I'm doing this against medical advice and all the repercussions that might come from this.
Are on me. Yeah.
Totally. Exactly. Yep. But I also paid for a private midwife who was going to come to my house the next day and for the next 7 days. And I live 10 minutes from the hospital, so I'll just come back if anything changes. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not like, see, I'm going to go live in fucking the middle of Idaho.
Yeah, I'm not going
Like,
up very
I'm not going anywhere. It's all good. Anyway,
Everyone is good.
it's fine. So
Keep me going.
I just saw that photo. That's really cute. Oh, bless. Anyway, so the head pediatrician was like, I need to call the consultant, like the big, big, big boss. So he's on speaker and on the phone. He's like, yep, okay, yep. Meanwhile, the midwife had left the room at this point because it was going on for like 30 minutes. And so she was like, I need to go to another patient. Are you good? And my husband was like, yeah, you're fine. He gets off the phone and he goes, since you've declined, we're going to need to call CPS and they need to now
Child Protective Services.
This is my worst fear for no reason.
I say,
Okay.
Beck, still when I say it now, like I have a physical
Yeah.
body reaction. Like my heart dropped to my fucking stomach and I said,
And then out of your asshole on the floor.
are you joking? And he was like, no, I'm dead serious. You can leave, but she can't leave. And I looked at Adam and I fucking Kim Kardashian, like hysterical. I just went into like full.
Because you're not a bad mum. You're not going against the grain because she's like a baby that's on but like a baby that's on drugs that's like withdrawing. You just want to go home with your baby.
And I have something to say. I have something to say.
I'm like waiting to exhale myself here. Like,
let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned before that anything before 37-ish weeks, they don't allow you to have home birth.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too early.
What the fuck would have happened if you just didn't make it to the hospital and you ended up just birthing in your living room anyway?
Correct.
What, like, because that can happen.
Absolutely. Many women have done that.
Because they might have intended to go to the hospital, but they just don't make it.
Correct.
So what the
But I'm the
fuck?
worst person in the world
Yeah.
because these were my plans and then I came into the
you know what? I feel like they're trying to make an example out of you. Yeah, you and your home birth. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
for no reason.
100%. Yeah, I can put
That's
it great
disgusting.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's fucked. Anyway, so my husband, being as stoic as he is, looked at the doctor. He's a big dude, and he looked at me and he stood up and he said, I'm just going to need you to give us a minute. I'm going to need you to leave the room. I'm going to need you to give us a minute. Because I looked at Adam like, if they fucking take this baby from me, I will. Look, all that was running through my head was like the police holding her and me fucking screaming. And like, I was like, I will rip your face off.
This one seems like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
It was
baby
like I
that's
was
fine.
watching myself
Yeah.
go through this situation, Beck, and I was like, nah.
Like an out-of-body experience.
Completely. Like, and again, is that not every mother's biggest fear is having your children taken from you? Like, every single
For no
thing.
reason.
For no fucking reason. I felt like I was like in his 20s when they're like, oh no, she's crazy, take her to the mental institution.
Yeah. Like, you know what? I feel like it's one of those movies, like, you know, when it plays out and then it sort of plays it again and you see, like, there's some
Truly.
issues with the mother and we just completely miss the plot.
Truly.
A bit like watching yourself have that, like, am I crazy? And they were saying,
100%. I haven't like talked about this on social media or anything because I couldn't.
I couldn't even be able to fathom it.
Yeah, I didn't have the words.
Yeah.
Literally, like, it's such a difficult thing to explain because you're like, well, it's a long fucking story, right? But you're like, I'm not a bad person, but I'm not a bad person because of X, Y, Z, not just because I'm a bad person. You know, it's you have to understand the fact behind the thought and the thought behind the fact. Like the two go hand in hand. If I wasn't fucking well, I would have been in the perfect place with the perfect team who would have taken care of my.
And at the end of the day, you still have no problem being in the hospital with your children.
Yeah, I'm great. Like I was so thankful the midwives that were there.
You just wanted freedom of choice while you could.
Totally.
By being at home. But if need be, I'm going to the hospital.
I'm not a fucking hippie.
Yeah.
I believe in the medical system. Like, hello, my sister.
And if you had to stay there for 3 months, you would have.
I would have done
just wow.
Yeah.
It just,
So obviously you
Adam
did get done.
You need to fucking give us a minute. You exit the room. He was like, okay, all right. And look, I felt bad for the doctor because obviously he was trying to do his job too, right? And like, still, here I am being fucking.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I shouldn't feel
take
bad
that
for
for a
him.
second.
Yeah. Terrible.
Retract that compliment.
Needs to be
No.
said that. Right. Yeah, true. Anyway, so, but like, I'm
I'm like, do that.
empathetic towards people's situations because I'm like, fuck. Anyway, so we call
Again, though, delivery.
we call the midwife and I'm like, Adam's like,
Your midwife.
yeah, and Adam was frothing. Like I could see he was fucking livid and I didn't even know.
you're talking about welfare getting involved.
Yeah, taking the you can go, but she has to stay. And so I didn't even realize, but I had physically gotten up off of the bed and gone into the corner of the room with this baby, like wrapped her in an extra
course.
blanket, and was sitting there and watching Adam on the phone. And because I think I was like, oh god, they're gonna take us, I was like almost hiding her, like my physical body had moved to
And
hide.
that's not even like a thought.
That wasn't a thought.
You didn't think about that.
I only recognized.
I just got goosebumps. This would have just been like the initial, like,
Yes.
you'll not take my baby.
No, do not touch
That's crazy because I know I've never gone through that, but I just know that that's not like this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab her, I'm going to wrap her up, I'm going to hide her.
It's like a fight or flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was subconscious and it was a physiological reaction.
Totally. And so we're on the phone to Lou. Lou's fucking losing her mind. 11 o'clock at night. She's like, I cannot believe they're doing this. This is fucking disgusting. So we leave it for like 15 minutes and Lou's like, I'm going to call the head midwife. I need to have a conversation with her. I know she's on shift, blah, 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 blah. She will not be happy with this. So anyway, Adam goes out with Lou on the phone and was like, Lou wants to have a discussion with you and the pediatrician. And Lou's on the phone to the three of them for 10, 15 minutes, right? The three of them are having a discussion about what he's just said to me. Anyway, they hang up. Adam comes out to the like midwife's desk, and this is all what he's told me after, because obviously I was hysterically crying.
Yeah.
Couldn't breathe, and he said I went out there and the head midwife was fucking ripping into the pediatrician. Like, you cannot say that to her. That's disgusting.
She's still fucking bleeding to death at this point. Like, shut up.
Yeah, and you cannot say that to her. Like, we do not do that. She's ripping into him, and my husband went up to him and was like, what just happened? Like, why would you say that to her? And he was like, oh, it's the policy. And Adam goes, cool, show me.
Yeah, where? Pull it up. Because I would be taking this to fucking court.
Yeah,
like that's.
I've never seen my husband so protective and so livid. Like, he was like, all good. Yeah, I want to see the policy. And he was like,
Also, I don't know your husband, but it seems like because his wife's always been in control and knows what she wants, he's never had to. But the minute he sees it now, she's lost not lost control, but now they've just put her in a position. Now he goes, this is where I now have to, because obviously nobody wants to. My husband's similar. He knows that he doesn't have to back me. He's there, but because I know my mouth and I'll just go gung ho. But when I don't, that's when you just know you're there, and that's when they know it must be bad if I've got to step in for her, because I know she can advocate to the end of the world.
Yeah.
for her to
That's
feel,
basic.
for her to have somebody else make my wife feel this way when I don't do that.
Oh,
Who
and
the fuck do you think you are?
she's a dude. I feel like dude on dude. He was like, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah,
Like, he
who are
was
you? And my child. And my child.
correct. Awful, awful. And the guy was like, "Oh, there is no policy." And Adam was like,
So why the fuck did you say that?
Right. Okay. Well, we're gonna get you to sign. We're gonna sign whatever you just brought in, and we're gonna get going then. Anyway, and I said to Adam, I was like, "It's not his fault." Again, me being empathetic, like, "Don't worry, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not his fault." And they were like, "Okay, we'll just get him to come in and sign."
So at this point, I just want to go home to safety.
I'm still a fucking complete mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, the pediatrician comes back into the room with the midwife. Melissa, we just need you to sign this to discharge. And then he went again at another crack at it. Like, she could die, she could this, she could be paralyzed for the rest of her life. Like, went again at all of the issues.
This is a potential jaundice.
Yep. Went again at like all of what could happen if the jaundice.
Where I would like to know where the method to his madness was. Where was this going?
No idea.
And what was he going to gain from it?
My cock's bigger.
Yeah, because what would you gain from this?
I have no fucking idea. I guess
You know what I mean?
I guess they're like, I don't know. Truly, I don't know. I guess they're like, oh, the baby could die. But I just am like, also, that is part of their fucking job is to look at the whole picture. And babies do die. Like, unfortunately, that does happen. But this scenario, that is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, look at it as an entire picture. That was.
I feel like but they also send people home. They send people home
With it.
for
Yeah.
more with more.
Osti was born, put it this way, Osti was born a day before his due date.
Mm.
And I know that because it wasn't just like, I was medically like helped to get pregnant. So like, obviously, like we knew when his due date was going to be.
Exact, yes.
He was born a day before his due date because I was induced, right?
Yeah.
He had jaundice and they sent us home.
Yes.
He was yellow. I had a yellow baby.
Yes.
He's like, oh my God, he's so tan. He's letting it off. No, that is a yellow baby.
Yes.
And he was fine within a week.
Right.
A week.
Right. But for me, because I was a rule breaker and because I was annoying and
You were
because I
a
was
home
saying yes, whatever you want, they were like, fucking, that's their one shot. So anyway, he came in and then I was holding her and he peeled back her blanket to look at her. And I literally was like, don't touch her. Don't fucking touch her.
You've done your dash now, mate.
Literally, and my husband physically got in front of me, same sort of thing, and like stepped in.
The caveman in him.
Yeah, he was like, fuck you.
Don't do
I
it.
will brawl. Like, I could feel him, and been with him for 12 years. He's never.
He's a real gentle person.
He's such a gentle dude. Like, definitely no violence in his body.
Yeah.
And that night, I was like, oh, he's going to fucking hit him. He will hit you. Like, 100%. He will throw
At that point, I would have went,
yeah.
we're going to have another baby tonight.
Get medical advice.
Stop it. And he got he literally got the capsule and we were out of there within like 30 minutes. But I still and then the what's it called? Like the NICU unit fucking harassed my midwife for like 3 or 4 days after, being like, you need to come and pick up a jaundice like monitor thing and check. And she was like, I've been a midwife for years. I know what jaundice looks like. I'm going to see Mel. The baby's well. She was weighing.
She's feeding well.
She was feeding well.
And obviously, whatever her assessment is has to go into some sort of medical.
Of course it
data.
does.
So they can check it. That's what I mean. So they can check it there. It's not like you've fallen off the grid.
No, you fucking dumb fucks. Like, of course it does. She's literally like, she's a practicing licensed midwife. It would get her license revoked. Like, why?
So they can only just look it up there.
My baby with jaundice. Like,
Yeah.
she's not doing that. Anyway, so then we went home. She came every day. She got harassed. I got harassed, and then
You
that.
told me once when we took Ossie into baby spa that you and we don't have to talk about this. We can cut this. It's just crossed my mind now that you are prone to PPD.
Yes. We can talk about
Given that,
why would you?
I just wanted to know, like, how did your experience with Sutton's birth and post-birth, I guess, that whole situation, did that impact anything more gravely?
No, I'm on like medication. I've been on sertraline for a long time. So like since 2020 and the COVID hit like situation, and so I was still on sertraline like post and during my pregnancy, it was safe for me to continue taking it, and obviously post birth, and so I think that really helped typical postpartum depression, but nah, I just feel mad. And I still feel mad. Like we've
I
written
feel
it all
mad.
down for a complaint and I still haven't actually hit send on the email because I'm just
You should go today.
yeah.
Maybe
I
it's
just
how they really process.
But
about-
also,
like,
also
there's
it's
levels of
got
embarrassment, right?
and it's going to have to come back up
People
and then deal
threatening
with it
to
again.
take your baby, it's fucked up. And like she's such a
Because you know what though, you
angel
hear these
too,
stories
like-
from people that are like unfit parents.
Yeah, and they deserve that.
Yeah. So
shit.
when somebody says, when you say, we're talking about context not long ago. When you say like, well, they were going to take my baby, they're like,
Why?
automatically they're like, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
Not what happened.
What is it that you did? What
Yeah.
you
Yeah, for sure.
So of course there would be that. Nobody wants welfare
That is
on their
disgusting.
case. So to be threatened with that
Mhm.
for nothing
For literally
that it needs to be there for,
They could go into all of both.
you're
families
wasting
for the
resources
cost of
because
the
there's people
person.
in the hospital that actually needed their kids taken from them.
Yeah.
Correct. And like we're talking about this baby is 8 months old. She's perfect.
She's
There is
thriving. She's so cute, brother.
she's like 9.5 kilos. She like
And
like
all that's done is just give you some trauma from that now.
totally.
And for what?
Yeah, for
no
what?
fucking.
And for what?
She was definitely preemie. Don't get me wrong. Like she was the sleepiest baby I ever had. I Kanga NICU'd her. Like as in I wore her on my chest every day for the first fucking 3 months of her life. She did not miss a 2-hourly feed for that first 3 months of her life. It was every 2 hours.
Yeah, but also you had
It was
explained it
perfect.
3 times before to know why this was different as well.
Well, and I was like really thoroughly enjoying it because I
Yeah.
was like, this is so special. I get to be the one to care for you because I'm the exact fucking person, not a NICU nurse who's wearing gloves, shoving antibiotics down your throat. Like, I am the
Yeah.
exact person
That
that
should
should be
be
here
looking
looking after you in
Yeah.
your family home. And I would have taken you anywhere if there was anything wrong. Like, it's such an interesting experience, but again, completely different and traumatic for
But
me.
that also just makes me want to be like, and this is why we don't do hospitals.
And this is why we don't do fucking hospitals. Like,
That's necessary, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And
But that being said, I also know that you're super like, whatever's right for you.
totally, I
Yeah.
am. Because I'm like, also, I respect that's where people want to be. I'm like, cool, absolutely, you do
And
that.
I hope it goes for you.
I fucking hope it goes well for
Yeah.
you. I really do. Like, I want nothing more than it to go well for you. But yeah, she's a good girl now. Everything's fine. But like, I'm still just, yeah, it's going to be a process of how we move forward from
Move
that.
through that,
Yeah. And I think, like, yeah.
And then I don't know, but I've been told that kind of stuff might come up again for you when she has her first birthday.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because not only are we like super excited to like celebrate 1 year of this amazing, special, beautiful person,
Totally.
baby, but like it's also 1 year since this fucking shit happened.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you don't really think about it much, right? Like after shit like this happens, you kind of like move through and you're like, oh, good, all right. Yeah. But now, yeah, you still, yeah, but this is the first time that I've really, really openly talked about it.
Doing that.
No,
I
you're
really,
welcome.
I really
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, it's fucked too.
amongst all of this,
Mm.
you run my businesses. So I knew
Sheesh. Yeah.
So give you a timeline. I started working for Mel when she only had one business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was that
Okay.
Burnwood and Penrith.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end of my time working for Mel, she had two, which was Parramatta because I did a couple of shifts at Parramatta.
That's right. Yeah.
And then Austin was born, and shortly before Austin was born, when did you get baby spa?
It's 3 years in March.
Yeah, Austin's 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
been a
shortly before Austin was born.
Mm-hmm.
Mel opened baby spa.
So is that your trademark business? That's your
No, I'm a friend.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. I was gonna be like, wow, she's just like popping up.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
And then we started taking Austin to baby spa. He went until he was 7 months old. I'll never forget.
So cute.
And Rain used to put him in. You put him in once, didn't you?
It's less for them.
But Rain would, and he used to love Rain so much.
It's not to love.
Yeah, no, she's a sweet lady.
Oh, the sweetest.
Sweet person. And we used to always be like, we're not seeing Rain anymore. But yeah, we used to take Austin baby spa, and then
What Surrey Hills?
then Surrey Hills baby spa came up, and
Yeah.
then I heard about Group Fit Quick.
Mm-hmm. The app.
Crazy. She doesn't stop. She's got an app. Whatever the fuck. I don't.
Yeah.
What's the app?
It's to connect group fitness instructors and gyms. So like if you're a former Pilates instructor or a Zumba instructor or body pump, whatever, any of the different like methodologies, you can find work.
And
Wow,
like get your
so good.
like if you can't
Yeah.
go into work, the way that it works in a gym is if you can't go into work, they should basically say,
Yeah.
find someone to cover my shift because I'm sick.
Mm.
They're all contractors
Yeah, okay.
with an ABN, so you have to find someone to cover your shift, and then on top of that, like meet with a new gym. Say I'm covering someone else's shift. I meet Mel for the first time. I'm walking into her gym for the first time, not knowing what I'm doing, except
Okay, I need you to do X, Y, Z, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna send you her invoice and whatever. So like,
yeah,
helps you cover shifts, helps you find work. I've done
Nice.
research.
yeah. Thanks.
Nice.
You read your notes.
I did.
You're funny.
I'm interviewing.
Yes.
Interview work. Interview work. Crazy, crazy. So Mel is part of our giveaways. Yeah, can't throw in the giveaway.
Yes.
I'm really excited about this one. I can feel my heart out of my chest because it's just so fucking cool. Thank you so much for helping us.
You're welcome.
Mel's we're giving away a 3-month membership.
Yes. Yeah, the girls.
What I would ask actually, if we put it out there as one, like Penrith or Para, and then depending on who wins, they can choose.
Why don't we do both?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, yes, yes.
She's a gift that keeps on giving. Yes, girl!
Mel is helping. Well, that's it. We've got 2 winners then. 2 winners.
Okay.
One at Para, one at Penrith. You win a 3-month membership.
Love it.
Honestly, I've been a member before I worked there, and then I did work there, and
That's right.
It's
You
you did my
Oh my
membership.
god,
Yeah.
well done. Yeah. Uh-huh. Good.
You gave me a tour of the gym.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, I will give you a tour. How about that? Yeah.
Drink. Honestly, I've experienced both sides, and that's not me just saying because I have worked there. Like I was a member, and then I became a staff member, and both of them were the time of my life. And I feel like anyone who wins this is going to
Love it.
Yeah, it's going to change your life. I think that like it's not just about hitting the gym, fitness goals, whatever. It's like you step into. Well, I've only stepped into 2 Fernwoods, obviously.
It's like a community though,
Yeah,
for
what I
sure.
was about to say. It
Yeah.
becomes like a community, and yeah. Mel remembers most members by name. Like it's insane.
I love that.
Like, and how many do we have? How many do we have here?
At Penrith's like 1,200 and Parramatta's like nearly 1,600.
Crazy.
Wow.
Fucking crazy. And like the regulars that come in, Mel's like, hey, so and so, how's your family? How's the little one? Like every single one.
But
Like,
I love that because then you feel that's a home.
yeah.
For sure.
Given the fact that we are speaking to a lot of mums, another good selling point is that there is a free creche in both gyms.
This is true.
Get your kids looked after while you
Love.
hit the gym, get the sweat on, you know, bit of Zumba, whatever your cup of tea is. You know,
Whole thing.
mine was pump. Loved me some body pump, but
I'll be taking the Zumba any day.
yeah, I'm really, really excited. The details will be on our Instagram, and we are. I'm like, I don't know it is.
You're fine.
Tasty.
Jesus.
I've had the time of my life talking to you, but I always have had the time of my life.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to cut it off before we could continue for the next 4 hours.
Absolutely.
Over a margarita.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a couple. My cousins. Who else was it that we had to cut in half because we yapped for so long?
I think there's been a few.
My cousin, your.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't. Oh, yeah. No, that wasn't 2 episodes.
Simone wasn't 2 episodes.
But no. But we like it was massive. We cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just went sort of same topic but on a tangent.
Got it.
Yeah. And then we're like, oh, hang on.
Like I'm medicated.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, yeah.
I'm looking as soon as you're talking, and she's like, "Oh my god, that's awesome." I was like, "Yeah, she doesn't know it yet."
I think Mel knows it.
I think I know it, but I also think it's my superpower, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say, yeah, hello.
Yeah. It says that neurodivergent people are the next evolution of humanity.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I had a really hard time when I got my diagnosis.
Did
I had
you?
a really, really hard time.
Okay.
Like, horrible.
See, I think I'm really aware of my nuances, though.
I felt a bit like a fraud.
I had a hard time in the sense where I was like, oh, little boys with ADHD are throwing chairs in the classroom and making teachers cry. I don't do that. I'm not that person. I can't be that person. I could never be. And I had a lot of like internalized ableism.
Okay.
And Taylor's just like a sweet, sweet heaven angel person who would do anything for me. So
Sometimes I feel like she's lucky she's married.
yeah, fucking knows. It's been honestly the time of my
A
life.
pleasure.
It's really lovely to speak to you.
Of course.
Always is. It's like Zen.
We haven't had a guest for a while. It's been
No,
good.
we haven't because
Yeah.
we've been on the giveaway train,
Yeah.
but then it just worked out perfectly that I was like, I feel like she has a lot to fucking say.
Absolutely.
And she helps out. And she
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I'm excited. All right. We'll see you next week and tell your mum I love her.